It's November 8th, and this is lesson 11 in songwriting. I think what I'm going to do, as I said I would do last time, I have to say I'm completely unprepared and not practiced to do a refined version in two different styles for the song. I think I've gone over quite a bit already in some of the different methods that could be used in how to arrange a song and the process and that kind of thing anyway. But I will go ahead and, even though I have not been singing or practicing whatsoever, I'll go ahead and just do a quick rundown of these songs, of each of them, without having really worked on that whole concept of, really then refining and perfecting the song. Because I'm kind of tired of this song. And that's just because it is something that sort of came up a couple of decades ago as well. And I'd like to try working on maybe something, a completely different new idea, and see what results from that. Although, this one could definitely still be used and needs some work. So I will go ahead and sing these a couple of different ways, keeping in mind the time. And then I am going to just branch off into another song, another idea for coming up with the song. And I don't have anything in mind, actually. I'm completely blank on what I am going to use to inspire myself or to motivate how I put the next song together. But we'll get to that in a minute. So, this is all you seem to tell me is you're thinking about a little place where you can be safer. Thinking, how will that bring relief to your present situation? Run, I wouldn't spend much time thinking. Pennies fall from the sky, strangers in the fields keeping them run. And find out the direction as you go. I believe you will find it. Thinking, I've been thinking you think too much, and that means I think too much. Why can't we just crush that hesitation? Thinking, how will that bring relief to your present situation? Run, I wouldn't spend much time thinking. Pennies fall from the sky, strangers in the fields are reaping what you sow. Run, run, and find out the direction as you go. I believe you'll find it. Don't worry, they'll say you've gone AWOL. I'm quite sure that we've all been AWOL a few times. And this time, it's time to run. And don't spend much time thinking. Pennies fall from the sky. The strangers in the fields are keeping them. Run, run, and find out the direction as you go. I believe you'll find it. Okay, so that was just a couple of minutes on that one. And then, you know, if it's a much faster up-tempo pace, the only thing that doesn't really work with it so much, which is something that I overheard actually even adults thinking about. When I first came up with this idea a couple decades ago, is this is a club song. You know, not too many times you hear some kind of song talking about, you'll find your direction as you go, I believe you'll find a home. Sounds kind of desperate, you know. People who are in clubs don't usually want to reek of desperation. It's like it works for kind of a slow song. It doesn't sound that way in a certain context. But then also, you know, run, you know, you're going to run out of this club. I mean, where are these people trying to run to? They're in a club and they're dancing. And, you know, if you're in a club and you're dancing, you're pretty settled into that space. I mean, for those of you who really like to dance, you're not, some people, I'm sure, dart into a club and find someone they think looks good and dart right back out. Or run in, make a deal on something, and run out. But there are a lot of people that like to go to a dance place and settle into dancing the night away, you know, and they're not really going to run anywhere. They're not thinking about running. And you're not finding a lot of homeless people drinking out of styrofoam cups that they've been using for 2 weeks inside of a club either. So, you know, or single mothers or fathers that are getting set up by the government. Well, okay, that one you might find in a club. And single mothers too, if they found a babysitter. But so that's why I think there's a slight dilemma with, you know, turning this into a club song. But you know, there's always potential for everything. So I'm just going to run it through a little faster. Let me think about how I'm going to do that. All you seem to tell me is you're thinking about a little place where you can be safer. Thinking, how will that bring relief to your present situation? Run. I wouldn't spend much time thinking. Pennies fall from the sky. Strangers in the fields keeping them run. And find out the direction as you go. I believe you will find a home. Thinking, I've been thinking you think too much, and that means I think too much. Why can't we just crush that hesitation? Thinking, how will that bring relief to your present situation? Run. I wouldn't spend much time thinking. Pennies fall from the sky. The strangers in the fields are reaping what you sow. Run and find out the direction as you go. I believe you will find a home. And then all of a sudden, of course, you can hear, like, imagine this club style idea of, you know, then they switch it up, bring it down. It goes to very, like, very slow electronica kinds of kind of a pace, and so people are, you know, dancing on a different kind of a level, mixing it up a little bit, and that would possibly precede something like the bridge of Don't worry, they'll say you've gone AWOL. I'm quite sure that we've all been AWOL few times, and this time it's time to run. I wouldn't spend much time thinking. Pennies fall from the sky. Ships are sinking. Run, run. And tell me if you found a place to go. I believe you're it's time to run, to run. It's time to run. And then who knows how that ends. But so those are some impromptu ideas of different ways you can mix up this song, and lots of different things you can do to change the mood of a song. Oftentimes the pace is going to assist with the mood that you want to set, or vice versa. So this is lesson 11, and without completely refining it and adding everything to it, which possibly I could do much later, I am just going to move on to the next thing. And lesson 12 will be a new song idea, and I will brainstorm that on the spot. So have a great, hope you have fun with that one.